Hi, my name is Emily Madill. I'm here with my weekly happiness video where each week I share a simple practice for enhancing your mindset and your overall well-being from the inside out. This week I'll be reading aloud my featured article, which is a brand new one called The Power of Setting an Emotional Intention and Why My Word for 2022 is Embrace. Have you considered creating an emotional intention for the new year? It's never too late to set an intention for how you most want to feel. It colors a tone for your week, your day, or a challenging situation on the horizon. The idea of intention setting is to create a phrase or anchor word that works like an affirmation. On its own, an affirmation isn't a guaranteed solution for success, but it is a helpful tool for integrating change. David Hanscom, MD, in his Psychology Today article, Affirmations and Neuroplasticity, argues that affirmations help us to challenge and defeat self-sabotaging thoughts. Just as we do repetitive physical exercise to get stronger, affirmations can be thought of as exercise for our mind or brain. Learning to think differently is part of how we learn to get rid of the pain pathways and replace them with new circuitry. Creating your own emotional intention for the new year is a great self-reflection exercise. It's also an opportunity to feel less like a passenger on your life's journey and more like a co-creator with some influence on how you move through the year. My word and emotional intention for 2022 is embrace. The last couple of years have been challenging, to say the least. With these challenges, it's felt natural to brace for what might be around the corner. The word embrace reminds me to tune inward and find comfort when faced with uncertainty. Rather than feeling overcome with fear, embrace reminds me to wrap my arms around my fear as a way of softening uncertainty and the challenges outside my control. In a practical sense, embrace cues me to breathe deeply to help calm my nervous system in stressful situations. Thinking about my comfort word also reminds me to be more present and to embrace moments with my loved ones instead of rushing on to the next thing. My emotional intention isn't about changing who I am or becoming a better version of me. It's about comforting myself during the many times I'm sure to slip off the path and feel angsty or edgy over the next year. My hope is to offer myself more embraces and to acknowledge that being on a human journey now is both wildly challenging and filled with blessings beyond measure. Embrace is an emotionally charged word I'll draw on often throughout the next year to cushion my ride. Here are 3 ways to create your own emotional intention, your parachute, to support you through the next year. Number 1, make it personal. Creating a meaningful and effective intention starts with tuning inward. While greeting cards and quotes on Pinterest might inspire your process, there is no wiser guide to what sounds and feels right than your own. If meditation is your thing, you might ask the question before you meditate and notice how the answer comes to you with ease. Or head out into nature. The answer might find you when you're breathing in fresh air and you're not distracted with technology. There is no need to overthink this process. You know better than anyone what your challenges include and what your intention will best help you sail off into 2022. Number 2, create reminders. To get the most out of an affirmation or emotional intention, put it into use. Yes, an intention is all about setting the stage for how you want to feel in the future, but it only really works if you practice it in the present. This part is really all about play. Experiment, make it fun. If you're headed into a meeting, a conversation, or perhaps a stressful situation, think about allowing your intention to influence how you talk or react. Check in with yourself after. How did that feel? Did it help? This practice is meant to be a tool to build you up, not beat you down. Don't be hard on yourself if the experience doesn't play out the way you hoped. Instead, regroup, offer yourself some comfort or whatever the flavor of your intention includes, and then move on. Visible reminders of your intention will cue you to draw on the feeling most important to you. You could create a vision board featuring your word or phrase and display it where you'll see it regularly. Or you could put your word on your mirror, bedside table, or screensaver. Get creative. Make your reminders your own, and they'll inspire you to put your intention into play. And finally, number 3, anchor your day. Everyone on a human journey does 2 things each day. 1, they wake up, and 2, they fall asleep. It only makes sense to use this built-in blessing and ritual to activate your emotional intention. Start your day by thinking about your intention and how it feels to absorb some of that feeling into your being. Before you drift off to sleep, think about how your intention has served you, or simply reconnect with the word and the energy behind it without overthinking. Perhaps more of that intention will filter into your dream state or into the following day, but that might be getting ahead of ourselves. The point is to have fun. This year will come and go, and the feelings and experiences we have are all that truly matters. Wishing you the very best next year ahead. So that is the featured article this week, The Power of Setting an Emotional Intention. And I will include a link below this video if you'd like to have a read through the article or you want to share it out with somebody else. It's up on my website, emilymadill.com, and it's also up on thriveglobal.com. I'm honored to be one of Thrive Global's editors at large, so I always share all of my writing up on Thrive Global as well as my own website. And if you're looking for a couple of extra resources for getting into the regular habit of creating an intention, I have a couple that would be a great way to start off your year or to incorporate into your weekly practice. The first one is the Fall in Love with Your Life 1 Week at a Time book. It's a 52-week journal style book that you can write right inside of the book. There's a weekly topic each week, like gratitude, being courageous. They're just simple practices, kind of like what I share in my weekly videos and the newsletter that I send out every week. And it's just an opportunity to get into the habit of tuning inward more, of trusting in your own wisdom and your own guide, and instead of looking outside for those methods of feeling your way back into alignment, it's about going more inward. And so this book here, The Fall in Love with Your Life 1 Week at a Time, is all about putting this into practice really gently, just 1 week at a time with just a simple topic and focus. And then, setting that intention to incorporate that practice into your week. And then the other one is the Fall in Love with Your Life Seasonal Planner. It's a heart-centered feminine way to organize your time. And I've built a membership around this planner that I support people through and that I'm a participant in as well. And every week we gather together just in a virtual setting with these planners. There's 3-month planners, based on each season, so there's 4 throughout the year, and we meet on a Facebook Live, and we get out our planners, and we set the timer for 15 minutes, and we get all the to-dos out of our head and down onto paper. But one of the most important things that we do, and we've all been doing together since the spring of 2021, is that we set a weekly intention, and then we put that intention into practice throughout the week. It doesn't mean that it makes all of the challenges go away. It's all about creating more of how you do want to feel, and then writing that down and creating reminders of that, and then just getting into the habit and the practice of really tapping into your own inner resourcefulness. And when things fall apart, coming back to that anchor word or that energy that you've created or that feeling that that you do want. And regrouping and resetting from there. So it's all about tipping the scales more and more on a regular basis and a daily practice of moving towards more of what you do want, as opposed to feeling overwhelmed and overcome by all of the things that we don't want. And right now there's just so many of those reasons and reminders around us. So really having a focus and a community and an accountability kind of group where you get to put this practice into play. I know it's been hugely valuable in my life, and the women that are in the group have all reiterated the same over and over. So it's all about your own individual practice. So each woman is putting that into play. So if that's something that you're interested in, I will include a link below this video to both of these books that I've written and that I use in my own life. They're just extra little tools to tap into along that journey of enhancing mindset and overall well-being. 2 things that I certainly like to practice in my own life, and I'm super passionate about sharing out as well. So I hope this video was helpful to you, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Thanks for tuning in.